Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Movie Reviews. Today, we're going to be looking at Shazam. I'm your host, Captain America #2. Spoiler alert. So the film starts off with a son, his older brother, and his father. Going down what seems to be an icy road, just driving along, and the older brother keeps picking on the younger brother, Thawne. All of a sudden, Thawne is transported to the Cave of Eternity. For those of you who've read Shazam the comic, uh, the Cave of Eternity, I should say, the Rock of Eternity is where the wizard Shazam tests his champion to pass on his powers of Shazam. So yeah. Anyway, Thawne makes his way to the Cave of Eternity. Shazam's like, I need to pass on my powers. I need somebody pure of heart. You know, all the more while Thawne, like, he sees these 6 statues representing the 7 deadly sins, and the 7 deadly sins, they come to life, and they talk to him through their stone prison. It was like, hey, don't trust him, take the eye, which he almost does, but he's stopped at the last minute by Shazam. He was like, you failed the test, you will never be worthy, and sends him back where he came from. It was like, boop. And so, Thawne was like, take me back. And it's like, it's too late. And his older brother is giving him a hard time. He's like, his older brother is giving him a hard time. And so they're fighting, and they get into a car accident, and the older brother blames Thawne for his dad being paralyzed, both their dad being paralyzed. Some odd years later, Billy Batson, he locks the police in a pawn shop, and looks up his mother on the police computer to go to try to find her, even though she doesn't want to try to find him. And he ultimately gets adopted by this couple who have other foster kids. Darla, Pedro, Mary, Freddie. So, and Freddie, he's like really knowledgeable about, and also Eugene, a tech savvy little kid. But the first one he meets is he meets Darla, the little girl, and he meets Freddie. Freddie's like knowledgeable about all things superheroes, so he's like the go-to guy. Cut to the next day, they all go to class or whatnot, and it's like Darla, she's like the pure innocent one. She goes up to hug him. It's like, be good in school, big brother, and like he pushes her away, and Billy pushes her away, and it's like, and it's just, the cycle repeats itself, because he's constantly running, from foster home to foster home to foster home. He sees Freddy get bullied or whatnot, and he steps up to the bullies and runs. And the bullies chase him. They outrun him. Well, yeah, they chase after him, chase after him, chase after him. He goes to the subway where where it appears nobody's on it on the sub on the train, and gets transported to the Cave of Eternity where he meets Shazam. Shazam goes over it. He was like, "Hey, I need somebody pure of heart to take on my powers and become my champion." Boom, bam. Grab the staff, say my name Shazam, and you will have my powers. He does that, becomes Shazam. He gets these powers and immediately tells Freddy, "Hey, meet me, meet me here so we could, I could tell you what's going on, fill you in." So Freddy meets him over here, and they go. It's a fun little montage of them trying to test out Billy's powers, and whatnot, and all the more while, Dawn, he grew up and he somehow found a way to go to the Cave of Eternity. He's been studying 52 people have been abducted by the same figure, the wizard Shazam. So he's scrolling all these messages on doors and finally goes to them, and it's and the embodiments of seven deadly sins, they "Hey, take this, you'll have more power." And he takes this blue little stone, puts it in his eye, and the monsters come out and go in his eye, and then he blasts the wizard with it, and he was like, "You're not the only one with power now, are you?" And then disappears. Meanwhile, back at school, meanwhile back at school, Freddy gets in a fight or something with the bullies and calls upon Billy to tell him to show Shazam to the bullies, and Billy's like, "No, I don't really, no, I don't do that. That's supposed to be our little secret. That's not something you're supposed to do." And Freddy's like, "No, come on, do it. Help me, save me. The bullies are gonna beat me up, beat me up, da 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 da." He's like, "No, that's not what my powers are supposed to be about." It's and so he turns down his brother. He was like, "No, that's not how these powers work." Keep in mind, Billy Batson has been, running, bouncing off from foster home to foster home, foster family to foster family, trying to find his real mom, because, flashbacks indicate that, they were in a carnival, and she gave him this compass to find his way back or whatever, and she lost him throughout the huge crowd, and he wound up going to the police to try to find her, but turns out through another flashback that she just up and left, and she didn't want responsibility, so that's why he's in this foster family. So turns out that during one of Shazam's shows. I'm gonna say shows or gimmicks because that's what he was doing. He was, doing a show to try to get money for because got superpowers. Uh, Freddy finds him and was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to, show up for school. Get the bullies off me." He was like, "No, that's not what I'm supposed. What I was. My powers are for." He was like, "So you're basically using your powers to get money now." It was like that, causes Shazam to shoot lightning and blow out a tire to a bus, which he ultimately saves the people on the bus. But uh, ultimately, he gets in another fight with Freddy. He was like, "You wouldn't understand if you had these powers." He was like, Freddy's like, "Dude, I'd kill to have these powers, to not be invisible, to be noticed or whatnot," and leaves. That's when Thawne comes up out of nowhere, beats up Shazam, aka Billy. So what winds up happening is Thawne, through a series of events, Thawne kidnaps Billy's family. They all go to they all teleport to uh the Cave of Eternity, and you know they stop Thawne, and then they escape from the Cave of Eternity and go make their way to a carnival where they're attacked by the monsters who are the seven deadly sins, and Billy splits his powers with his family, so now they're Shazams. And ultimately they stop, well, Billy stops Thawne by ripping out his glowing magical eyeball and locking it up in the cave of eternity. And so, he winds up reconciling with his family. He's like, "Hey, I'm glad y'all my family. I thought I needed to find my mother to be happy, but my family was right here all along." And so, the next day they go to school or whatnot, and Shazam shows up to have lunch with Freddy. And what I love about this is not only are the siblings wearing their signature colors from them turning into Shazam, but also Superman shows up to have lunch with Shazam and the kids. I thought it was pretty cool. Now, at first, I had reservations about this movie because I thought it was going to be yet again another knockoff version of a superhero movie. I thought Shazam was going to be knockoff Superman, but I was like, no, let me give this a chance. Don't judge, movie before you watch it. Just watch the movie. So, but I actually really enjoyed it. So, and the references in this movie are insane. ridiculous. You see the Batarang in there from Batman v Superman. You see like an Aquaman T-shirt, a Superman T-shirt, a backpack, a Batman T-shirt. And also the credit post-credit scene. Dawn is in jail, scribbling on the walls of his cell about like how to try to get back to the cave of eternity, and this caterpillar like teaches him like, hey, there's more than one way to like gain power, and then it cuts off. So it might be a part 2. It might be a Shazam 2 movie coming out. So, but all in all, I really did like this movie. I like Shazam. Heck, that very just earlier today, I was looking up on Amazon, and they do have the suit, the Shazam suit. It's only like $44 on Amazon. So who knows? I just might get that for Dragon Con. But anyway, this is my review of Shazam the movie. I'm your host, Captain America #2. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.